نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بك من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال عز وجل في الكتاب المجيد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال عز وجل في الكتاب المجيد يعلمون ظاهرا من الحياة الدنيا وهم عن الآخرة هم غافلون. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by acknowledging our shortcomings. That's one thing we could go back to. By acknowledging our shortcomings in every matter, in every affair. We try our best, but we fail. And often we fail. But we recognize that our Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forgiving. And we're reminded of this fact every surah that begins in the Quran except one, which is the Surah Tawbah, the Surah of Repentance, begins with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We're reminded that our Lord is most compassionate, most merciful. So with that intention, with that positioning, with that understanding, we seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all that which is best in this life and in the hereafter, seeking forgiveness, seeking mercy, seeking compassion, and likewise dealing with our fellow human beings, dealing with our classmates, dealing with our co-workers, dealing with other neighbors and people of other religions and faiths, and dealing with people of no faith with compassion, kindness, and mercy. And this is a message of the Quran, and this is a message of our messenger of God, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We recognize that all of us have given a pledge as a Muslim. There are two parts to it, and we remind each other of this pledge. And that pledge starts with you raising your finger, shahada, and you live by it, and you recognize Allah is one. There's no one worthy of worship. No priority is given to anybody above Allah and His commandments. He is your goal. He is the qibla that you aim for, what you're striving for in your actions, in your speech, in your intention. You're seeking Allah. And that's the conclusion of all matters. That's the conclusion of everything that if you could put, this is what really I'm all about, or what I'm trying to do. Whether you go to work, how early you get up in the morning, you go for exercise, you go cook your meal for your family, you go pick up your children, whether you are ironing, you cook. The crux of all matters, the conclusion of it is that you're seeking Allah. That there is no one given priority over your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the first pledge. And the second pledge, which is part of it, is that Muhammad is the messenger of God. He's a servant, but he's also the messenger of God. We're all servants of God. This is what we understand about our connection with Allah. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is special because he's the messenger of God. He's the only one who's able to relay this message from Allah about what? Al-Akhirah. Al-Akhirah, the hereafter. Fix your dunya because Al-Akhirah, if you want to fix your Akhirah, fix your dunya now. And your Akhirah will be fixed, inshallah. And so that's the pledge. That's what we strive for. Many of the people, right, you've seen this, and sometimes we forget, because human beings tend to forget. You saw like the opening of the floodgates. It's like you have Jews and not Jews came out, right? There was that last night when they were talking about how do you describe Black Friday? We never describe Fridays as black. They're all bright to us. They're all filled with nur, light, because this is a day our Messenger ﷺ would gather his community. So they're always bright and Friday for us. They're Fridays with light. And so you would see that. And how do you describe it? The Quran talks about that. There's not a thing that you'll see out there, but except the Quran, 1400 years ago, he had delivered, because it's the messenger of God who's coming and delivering this message for humanity and all that which ails humanity. And what is that ayah? Al-Hakum al-Takathur. Mutual rivalries and gaining things of this life, right? Diverts you. It takes you away from the goal of what you're all about. It's not how many toaster ovens you could grab in 15 minutes that they open the shop. It's not about where you pitch your tent and the number in line that you have before you get to pick up your Xbox or whatever shoes you're looking to gain. And many people indulge. We forget. And I don't want to, if you were there, I don't want to put you down. And one of the imams, he said, if you missed out, we pray for you, but there's always hope in Cyber Monday. I said, subhanAllah. So, our message is positive message. And what it's all about, يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. They know only the apparent things of this life. And that's what we are. Unless you have the messenger of God in your life and his teachings, you're going to be all about what? Oh, I see this. 50% off. Do you hear that? That's all they're all about. Unless you have this component of, and that's how we see it. This life is a test. That's why you keep coming back, alhamdulillah. We don't have an issue, so far so good, with the Muslim community coming to the masajid. Every masjid is which is a great thing. It's a blessing of Allah. Alhamdulillah. So it's good to see some young shiny faces and some old faces with great touch. It's all good. Alhamdulillah. To have our sisters come, they're not required. Sometimes people tell them, oh, they're not required to come for Jummah. If you want to gain with Allah, you come for Jummah. When Allah, He says about Jummah, right, come for Jummah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, idha nudiya lis-salati min yawm al-jum'ati fas'aw. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. He didn't say ar-rijal. He didn't say men come for Jummah. He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Obviously, they have other things that they have to take care of, so they are given flexibility in terms of their scheduling. Allah didn't want hardship on us, so they're given flexibility. But you come for Jummah because you're seeking nearness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they know the apparent life, and they're very much in competition about this. وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. And that's what happens to people when they only know the dunya. They're missing the 50 other % of their life and what they're supposed to be. So we have to recognize our own shortcomings on this day and get back to what this is all about. This nation, this is what happens when shayateen start running your affair. This nation, it was this holiday, especially Thanksgiving, it was about thanking Allah for all of the blessings you are given. So they would sit down and they would start with prayer. But now you see they're running around. When they're sitting on the table, right, and they're going down with their thumb, right, with their thumb, that's what they do. And then, what's the next deal? Oh, no, check out. I got the message on WhatsApp. Oh, this is what's going on. So that shukr, that gratitude turns into greed. Greed, my brothers and sisters. And greed eats away your hasanat. It eats away your good deeds. It eats away your time. It eats away your life. And this life becomes this fluff. If you look at their schedule of the actions performed, 4 hours browsing on internet. Browsing. Not even working. Browsing. What's the next deal? And so we ask, are we these people? We want to aspire to be free from this slavery Servitude to the retail business and businesses. All materialistic things, they're going to be thrown at you. All the commercials, all the Facebook ads. Do we want to free ourselves to have time, not to be greedy on that day, but to be people of gratitude. People of gratitude. And if we find that, alhamdulillah, in our lives, and if we are awakened by something, alhamdulillah, because we want to maximize the time that's given. So I want to mention to you, inshallah, as part of a spiritual exercise, you do many. The salah, your dua is a spiritual exercise. You're reading of the Quran, you're walking to the Jummah, to the masjid, you're sitting here, even if you're not comfortable, there's reward for it. You sacrificing and giving the chair to somebody, you sacrificing your spot and squeezing it, that's a spiritual exercise for you. It gives iman to people. You going and visiting the sick or the elderly in your community. Like Brother ISCJ-TV, he had some issues and he was taking care. I think his knees make dua for him, inshallah. That may Allah give him shifa. He's our brother. He runs around a lot for this community. He does a lot for the community, and it's from my heart, inshallah. He never asked for publicly make dua, but make dua for the people who are doing the good work. So I'll give you inshallah an exercise as we step out. And soon the khutbah will be over. You're going to open a few doors. Right? And every time just say alhamdulillah. The first door you're going to encounter more than likely is the door to your car, to your vehicle. You're going to open that and just be mindful He has given it to you. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Shukr, thanksgiving. Let's celebrate it. You're going to have your family with you, your children, or you're going to go home alone. You're going to open a second door, my brothers and sisters. And that would be knock knock, daddy's home, or knock knock, mommy's home, or knock knock, I'm home, my parents. And that door is going to be open for you. Look around and say, Alhamdulillah, this place has been given to me. I didn't deserve it. Because you're a believer, you believe in blessings that are given to you. These are the moments we are thankful. These are the things we're given. So you say, Alhamdulillah, for this place that I am resting, residing. And then you're going to go in, and I know you're going to open your fridge. That's the third door, my brothers and sisters. Or you're going to open the pantry. People don't drink cold water nowadays. They always have lots of drinks in their fridge, right, waiting for them. So when you're drinking that, say, Alhamdulillah. He's opened this door for me, has provided this opportunity for me to be thankful to Him for all that He has given to me. And then you're going to open another, go into your garage, open that door, and count every blessing that's stacked away. Perhaps you're not using, but it's under your possession. Allah did not take it away from you, even though you do not need it. He let it be. He says, my servants, let them be. Al-Hisab is on Yawm al-Qiyamah. But that's the fourth door. Look at your garage or your pantry and count the blessings one by one. How many? Alhamdulillah, 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 right? It's much better than zapping that gadget they give you and $7.99 and $12.99 and $5.99. Much better, right? It connects to your heart. That just gives you a temporary, feel good, but it doesn't last. Alhamdulillah lasts forever, because it's written in the books of your record, my brothers and sisters. So when you count each blessing, then you say, Alhamdulillah, the fourth door, the fifth one will open automatically. And that's the door to your heart, inshallah. And hopefully we'll all find that saying Alhamdulillah to our Lord for all the blessings we have been given. We don't need to have lavish dinners. It's good to invite family and friends and think of others. Alhamdulillah.
the Prophet ﷺ, there's a story, because Thanksgiving we have turkey and pumpkin, squash, and all these other things. There's a story of the tailor. One day, this poor person, and I want to find you this connection of squash and pumpkins, right? So this poor person, who was a tailor, I believe in Medina, he invited the Prophet ﷺ to his house. And he made a stew, he made a meal for the Prophet ﷺ. And this person, obviously the poor people couldn't afford meat. So he had squash or pumpkin cut up and used that as like a meat in his bowl. And the Prophet came with some soup, and he enjoyed it. And he would take out the pumpkins and he would eat it. And he'd say, "Oh, what a great meal this is. Wow, this is so delicious." And he honored the man. The man was poor, he didn't have anything. But the Prophet ﷺ, my point is, my brothers and sisters, he recognized the service of this person. Him preparing the food, inviting the Prophet, and he did not stay away because he was a poor person. And he recognized that, and whatever he had, alhamdulillah, that's all to it. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us this opportunity to make us amongst those people who are people of gratitude and not people of greed. And if we find that in our hearts, for surety we are His servants, we are people who have a lot of lousy things with us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and have mercy on us. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, walhamdulillah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, hatta al-Rasul al-Maqadir. It talks about humanity in general. That your mutual competition in worldly things increase diverts you. It takes you away from the real thing. And what is hatta al-Rasul al-Maqadir? Until you go and visit the graves, meaning you are inside the graves and you will know what to expect. كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. You shall know. Surely you will know one day. كَلَّا لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عِلْمَ الْيَقِينِ لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. So if you knew with the knowledge of certainty, you will see hellfire on that day. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. First, it was knowledge of certainty. You shall see it. Again, you shall see it with the eye of certainty. You will see it that day. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Then you will be asked about, on that day, an-na'im, the things of pleasure. And if you could summarize all of the surah an-na'im, is all that it's all about. The Prophet ﷺ, this is a true hadith, inshallah, Sahih Muslim, comes out one day out of his house. He finds Abu Bakr and Umar. What brought you out? Hunger, Ya Rasulullah. There's no food. There's no food in the house. You can't open pantry or fridge, call or dial in or ask Grubhub, deliver. No, there's no food in the house. The Prophet ﷺ said, same. It also, hunger brought me out as well. And so they go, the Prophet says, let's go to this Ansari's house. And he goes and this man is not there. But his wife is there. And she recognized the Prophet ﷺ. And she says, oh, Rasulullah. Meaning this is the best day. So she tells them with Umar and Abu Bakr to sit and have have a seat. And then the Ansari man comes back. They asked, he said, he went to fetch water, to get water. So he comes back and he sees, oh, the Prophet of God, this is the best day. This is the best gathering with Abu Bakr and Umar. And so he's overjoyed. And he goes and he grabs whatever dates he had in his house. Some they said were right, the others were not so. And he puts it in front of the Messenger of God. And they're hungry, so they start eating. And he goes in the back and he says, the Prophet asked him, what are you doing? And he says, I'm going to slaughter a sheep. And so he said, don't slaughter the best one. Meaning, don't go overboard with it. I don't want to be overburdening. And he said, so he goes out, and the Prophet ﷺ, he always honored people. He always looked into their sensitivities, like what would hurt them, what would raise them up. So he always was acknowledging of other people's rights. And so he goes and he slaughters and he brings it back and they eat till they're full. And so the Prophet ﷺ says, he reminds his companions, you've heard, you've heard that ayah from Al-Hakum al-Takathur. Then you shall be asked on that day about the pleasure. This is the na'im, this is the pleasure. The meal that you're enjoying, the company that you have, the gathering, the place that you sit. This is the pleasure that Allah will be asking us about. So with that, my brothers and sisters, I remind you and myself that we have a responsibility as Muslims. We're not like the cattle that graze and say, oh, that was a good meal. But we are people who are people of Alhamdulillah. That's our badge of honor. Alhamdulillah. This day of Thanksgiving, I remind you and myself and my family and yours to be thankful for all that which you have. And not be people of gratitude and not people of greed. آمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best in this life and in the hereafter, and make us amongst those who are people of Jannah. Ameen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all our seniors and elders and people who are sick in the community, to give them shifa. Those who are struggling, who don't have work, may Allah give them work, inshallah. Also, special dua for Brother Akbar Hussain, he's going through some hard time with his health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shifa. Ask him, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them relief, inshallah, in his family. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this day that He protect our children, our youth, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them to the straight path, the path of those that Allah was happy and favorable and was pleased with, and not the path of those who turn into shayateen, who distract from the path of Allah, that Allah was angry with them, that Allah did not like their actions. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those people that He says in the Quran, رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ, that Allah was pleased with them and they were pleased with Allah. رَبِّ اغْفِرْ وَارْحَمْ وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الرَّاحِمِينَ وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ وَسَلَّمَ عَلَى سَيِّدِنَا مُحَمَّدٍ وَعَلَى آلِهِ وَصَحْبِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ وَآخِرُ